Who's feeling some new excited energy yesterday and today? Thank you for allowing me this human moment of tapping into my elation, my excitement, and my human emotion of feeling really good to see the predictions that I've been talking about for probably 7 months now, starting to anchor in and come into our consciousness, our reality. So that feels really, really good. And it feels really good to tune into the energy of what's going on. I had to be outside. It's such a beautiful day, and wanted to really ground with Mother Earth when I brought through some information to everyone. I normally bring the videos on the first of the month, and I just did my June update, but there's too much going on for me to wait until the July update. So the way I'm going to do this is the way that I do my monthly updates. The first part, I'm going to talk a little bit about the things that I've been predicting for those who are new to my channel. Hit the subscribe button below. My name is Jill M. Jackson. I am an award-winning psychic medium, trance channel, spiritual teacher, author, soul alchemist. Thank you for all the new subscribers. Literally 5 days ago, I put in a manifestation order to the universe request, humble request, to hit 4,444 subscribers before the end of June, and I am almost there. So thank you to all the new subscribers. So I'm going to talk about what I've been predicting. Then I'm going to talk about the energy around what's going on and what's happening and how predictions work. And then the last part of the video, I'm going to talk about the predictions of what I see coming up from here and the potential and the percentages on how those two, there's two timelines that I'm seeing, and I'm going to talk about that first. Okay, so from, I'm going to say maybe October, I don't remember when I started. Well, before that, I was predicting that Kamala would win. I'm gonna be using some terms to not get the video flagged. So but Kamala's a great word, so I'm going to talk about Kamala. And I predicted that she was going to win the contest in November. She did win the contest in November, so that prediction was accurate. You know, there's been some haters along the way, and I just said, just be patient because the truth will come out. So the truth is coming out, and there have been multiple independent sources doing investigations, and the latest one is out of New York, and they have determined 100% that there was EI, and look it up if you don't know what that term means, around the contest that we had in November. And you can Google it for yourself and read all the details, but it's probably the most damning evidence so far. I mean, there's a lot out there, and there's going to be more coming out. Okay, so the bromance with Muskrat and Humpty Dumpty has been my latest love term, or not so love term, for and we're going to call him 45. I've been saying that that's going to come crumbling from within, and the June predictions were about Humpty Dumpty and the falling and all the king's men, and they couldn't put him back together again. So we're seeing that already. Now, what is going to, okay, well, I'm going to wait and talk about what's going to happen later. What I feel excitement about, in addition to be able to see, you know, because honestly, if you don't understand prophecy and how you're shown different things, sometimes it's a really lonely road because you're shown things so far in advance. And I was also shown a vision, and I believe I reported on that in October in my videos, that I saw Humpty Dumpty being sworn in, and I didn't understand it because all the other predictions were that she's going to win the contest, like by a landslide, not by a little bit, by a landslide. So I didn't understand, and that made me really sad to see that vision. And then I was shown a vision that his party would not last very long. And then I was shown Mr. Eyeliner Man being temporarily shown in. So I'm going to talk about that at the end of the video. But what I want to talk about first is energy, because I've been doing prophetic prophecy for over 20 years now. And the accuracy rate's been, in the high 90%, but I stopped doing them several years ago because I was channeling more, and I had written books about manifesting and understanding how we manifest in the quantum and understanding the collective consciousness. And so I didn't want to play a role in shifting that for anything negative. So I resisted the predictions, but my guides lovingly encouraged me to start the predictions up again, but to explain and to help everyone understand the energy around predictions and the energy around timelines. And, there's some psychics out there and some mediums that are putting others down for talking about the timelines because their belief is that when you make a prediction, it is a 100% prediction, and that you should stand by that prediction. And while I understand that and I feel that on so many levels, I've also come to understand energy and vibration and how consciousness works and how we are co-creators in the way consciousness moves forward. So what has been happening energetically the last day or two with the cat fight happening in real time right before our eyes, it is giving us so many opportunities to look within. Okay, so for those of us who have been on the path and the understanding that we are unity consciousness, that is our goal, that the goal is of loving everyone, of helping everyone, of feeding the poor, of not judging others' preferences for who they love, and not judging others for the color of their skin or their gender. So those of us who have been on that path for some time, and it's interesting that we were given the word woke, well, and they've tried to spin that in a really negative way, but to be woke means that you give a damn about other people and that you have awoken to the reality that we are all connected. Quantum entanglement has proven that scientifically we're all connected. So what is happening in the last couple of days, spiritually and energetically, is that there is an opportunity for those who have been on the MAGA train. And, sadly, it is a cult. There's an opportunity for some people to witness what is going on and to start waking up to the understanding that it's not for the highest potential to choose which side they're on between the two playing out this drama right now, that the highest timeline is to understand that there are two narcissists fighting amongst each other. And what plays out in the collective is what we have not healed within our own shadows. And so for those who resonate with one or the other or both, It's an opportunity to go within and ask yourself what part of that behavior interests you or excites you. And this is an opportunity to really heal that shadow aspect, because when you really wake up to the truth, it's two narcissists going after what is for their own best and highest good, not what's best for the collective, not what's best for you and I, but what is best for each one of them individually. And I knew that it would self-destruct at some point. And that's what we're seeing now. Okay. What's really interesting to me is to witness the MAGA cult still spinning what's going on, and it's mind-boggling, and I know that that's my own human judgment. I'm doing my very best to witness what's happening from detachment and not judgment. I'm still a human living this experience. So it's been really interesting to recognize that. I mean, I'm reading some of the comments on how they're spinning this, and it's like, oh my goodness, you are going to win the Spin Doctor award, my friend. Wow, like, how did you even come up with that? So there's that. But energetically, I do feel like that there's enough of momentum, of the excitement, of the energy shift that is going to create a wave, a ripple, a vibration that is going to help take some people awake that have been on the MAGA train. Now, we've seen the FAFO playing out now, since for 5 or 6 months now, and you've seen more and more people come speaking out and saying, wow, I apologize, but I was one of those people that got caught up. I drank the Kool-Aid, but now I'm ready to speak up. And I see some people attacking them, and I understand, again, on the human level, because as a collective in this country and even in the world, it's going to take some time to start repairing the damage that's been done. So I understand feeling frustration around those people, but if we can find it in our hearts to shift that energy and to actually reward them and congratulate them for being brave enough to say I messed up, because that creates more of the momentum and the shift for the collective. Okay, so what I'm seeing and predicting is this momentum continues. Now, part of my June prediction energy around Humpty Dumpty is that this is the month that we witness the fall of his false reign. And I mean, we've seen nothing yet. Like we have truly seen nothing yet. Next week it's his birthday week, and the parade and celebration for somebody that dodged the draft again is beyond me, but I digress. So we're going to see more and more and more of the crumbling and the unraveling with him. The truths are going to come out. The truth, and I've said this all along, the morning after the contest, I went public on the Book of Faces, and I said, this is what happened. Muskrat manipulated, and the truth will come out, and it's starting to come out. We're going to see more of that. Okay, so this is my psychic prediction. I've looked into the energy of what we see coming, and the strongest possibility that I'm feeling with the energy right now is that Muskrat has been planning this, on the intelligence scale. And again, I read energy, so please don't come at me that I'm judging. I read energy. So let's call it the emotional intelligence between the two narcissists. Muskrat's a little higher there. So he's playing better chess. Okay. So we're going to see, he's been planning what's going on right now. It was planned. And I feel a very, very strong possibility, and I've seen this for a while, that he does end up leaving the country. I feel he is has been in negotiations with seeking asylum, because yes, he has committed so much fraud around the world, but in our country, in the United States, that, he even admitted it. It's out there, like, for anybody that is ready to hear and receive the truth and listen and use critical thinking skills. Muskrat said, if Humpty Dumpty doesn't win, I'm going to prison, or I'm probably going to prison. So, he said it, and I'm saying, as a psychic, yes, all of that is accurate. So he's working out a deal to get asylum to leave this country. So I'm going to give that potential and probability at about 90%. Like, I'm feeling really, really strong about that. Now, I feel that once he makes his escape, if you will, or planned exit, that this is when he's going to drop more carrots and proof and everything before then. But once he is out of the country and has this asylum, that's when it all just, I was shown by spirit that he has actual proof of the Epstein files, and that DJT is all throughout it. Now, again, I've been predicting this for, oh my gosh, since 2015. So what are we, 10 years that I've been trying to tell people this, and it's just mind-boggling. Again, yeah, I'm going to go into a little bit of human judgment, because I read energy. I can look at somebody's aura. I see visions, and sometimes they're not that pleasant. But taking the facts, how do you not come to that conclusion yourself? It doesn't take a psychic to know that he was part of the Epstein. It does not take a psychic, honestly. So yes, he was on the flight log 17 times. They were best friends. There's multiple videos of them partying together. Talks about him being a great guy. Hosted him at Mar-a-Lago multiple times. They partied together in New York. On and on and on and on and on. So, what do people think, that he was on the flight log 17 times? Like, did they think he was part of the maintenance crew or something? Like, why did they think he was going to the island? Come on. So, and then he said he would release all these other classified files, except for that one. At first he said, well, yeah, and then he starts backpedaling, and then he never released it. So again, critical thinking, guys, like, this is an opportunity for us to learn discernment, and please learn to read energy. I love teaching people how to tap into their intuition. So anyway, he has proof. It will come out, like, beyond a shadow of a doubt, come out. But again, you'll still have some of the cult members that say, oh no, it was AI, and he doctored it, and our Lord and Savior wasn't on there 17 times, even though his name's on the log. Like, you will have a few of those, but I see more and more and more people just coming to that realization and understand there's going to be a lot of mental and emotional kind of reckoning, that, for those who voted for that. I feel like that we can offer them grace and hold energy and space, because that's going to be unsettling for a lot of people. So that's a prediction. He's going to release the proof. He has the proof. Others around the world have proof as well. They've blackmailed him. I'm not going to get into, yeah, there's plenty. It will come out. So that's a prediction there. And I also see Muskrat incriminating himself in ways to admit that there was EI. And so this is where the two timelines that I'm seeing based on how the collective consciousness in the United States handles and processes this information. Now, the strongest timeline that I feel happening is for a short time. Okay, so I feel like Humpty Dumpty has a really I just energetically his health's not good. I'm seeing him not in the picture much longer, and I'll let you decide what that means. So there's a very short window, very short, where eyeliner couch guy comes in. And but things start unraveling and more truth comes out. And I feel the strongest potential and the strongest possibility psychically is that doesn't last long. And I'm seeing that council before, and there's some kind of other, like a do-over or something, because this has never happened. It's unprecedented in our history, and you have someone sworn in, and so there's going to be confusion on what we do and how we handle this. But going into 2026, and I'm even feeling like by December, and maybe even sooner, depending on this momentum, I'm feeling like there's a special council put into place of officials from both parties that come together to govern short term and figure out what happens moving forward. And then I feel that Kamala steps in 2026 and takes her rightful place as the winner of the contest. So that is the strongest potential that I'm seeing right now. Now, a lower potential and probability that I do want to talk about, and I'm talking about it so that we can all join together and shift this energy. Okay, so Muskrat is the puppeteer is Peter Thiel. So if you don't know about him, look that up, educate yourself, and he is the one that groomed eyeliner couch guy. Okay, so Peter Thiel grooms that guy, and their plan all along was to only use Humpty Dumpty because of the MAGA cult and Muskrat to get him in there. And he was only like a short-term plan anyway. Like that was planned all along. They were just going to use him, and his narcissism is so incredibly big. Everything's bigly to him. Like his ego's bigly. So it was so easy to do. Like honestly, it was easy to manipulate him. So that's what their plan was. And to get the other one in there, and the Heritage Foundation and Project 2025 and all of that to come in full force, so that we are in a full-blown, I believe it's a technocracy, or there's a term, I mean, fascism for sure, but so I see a lower possibility of that. I want to mention it so that we can all join together and not give that energy, and to give it energy for the divine feminine to rise in this country. Because if that doesn't happen, in this lower potential, and Peter Thiel and all of that is able to anchor in, then I see a very difficult few years for this country. Again, I'm setting my energy, and my strongest psychic probability is leaning towards that not happening. And that's where I'm putting my consciousness, because the way that we see things playing out is through our own lens. So the more of us who can use our lens for unity and use our lens to create the new earth paradigm, that so many of us have seen and are living in a lot of ways already, the more waves and ripple that brings in to the reality of the collective consciousness in our country. So please, please, please comment below that you are on that train, that you are joining me in that energy to bring the rightful winner of the contest from last November into power. Let's bring that energy forward and again understand the divine feminine and unity consciousness. So I hope that this helps explain timelines, explain energy, explain predictions, and I'm excited. I feel more energy and excitement about the anchoring in already of the new earth, because part of the new earth frequency is authentic truth. And part of what we've been seeing is the illumination of corruption, and that needed to crumble in order to have a stronger foundation to build the new earth frequency, which is anchored in unconditional love, unity, sovereignty, and divinity. All right, much love, everyone. Join me with your intentions. Keep lighting those candles, keep saying your mantras, keep focusing, keep talking about it too. Our words carry such energy and such momentum. Have a beautiful day and stay strong the rest of this month. It's going to be a bumpy road, but we got this. Just know it's part of the unraveling. And remember to keep your own energy and your own vibration high. And until next time, I'm Jill M. Jackson, and thank you so much for following this channel. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.